It's good to be back in Cork, even in these conditions. We've had too much nice weather recently. We were due this, and on the way down around Tipperary there, it started to rain, and it's going to rain heavy all night. But you know what it means? There's not many people here at the game tonight. There's going to be a lot watching online, and we have an umbrella up here. Myself and Brendan Healy are here, and we're by the banks of the River Lee, and the banks are going to be overflowing at this rate. It's going to be wet, and more importantly, out on the pitch there, it's going to be wet, it's going to be difficult, there's going to be puddles, and there are signs all around the place, nobody allowed on the pitch, because there's only the one pitch here. And that's the beauty of the Mardyk for me as well. There's only one pitch here. It all happens on this pitch. The history is here. You can feel the history around this place. It's not like a centre of excellence where you've got 6 different pitches, that kind of thing. Everything has happened on this pitch down the years, and the memories are here. There's shadows going around the place, and you imagine boys like Nicky English back in the day gliding along here and getting scores when they were only 19 years old. And these boys here tonight are the future Nicky Englishes of the future, and there's a few tip men here tonight indeed. So God love them, they're all getting drenched out there tonight, but they're here as first class rivals, as the hashtag says there, for the Electric Ireland Senior Hurling Division 1 League final here. It's UCC against Mardyk, Cork against Limerick, and we're really looking forward to it, despite all those conditions. Never mind that, sir. Why else would you come all the way down to Cork? You have to enjoy it, and we do enjoy it. The referee out there is Nicky O'Toole from Mount Sion and Waterford, and he is getting ready with his officials as well, and at least they've got the big coats and the waterproofs on as well. And the boys, look, they're running around from left to right here, and they're enjoying themselves, and they are not worrying about the weather, so we're not going to worry about it either. But I imagine there's a lot of you at home here who will be watching the game tonight, and you'll be glad that you're not here, but you're going to be able to watch it free to view, thanks to the Higher Education GAA committee, who have deemed that they want this game shown for everyone to see the excellent skills and exhibit the fantastic ability of these young lads, and they really are fantastic. So even in these conditions, we're expecting something really special here tonight. It's a bit of a change not to see UL in this final. Mardyk have sort of been in their shadow in recent years, apart from that famous Fitzgibbon win down in Abbey Dorney in 2024. But they are through. UL lost last week to UCC. Now UL, to be fair, we're very understrength, and yes, we know the championship is after Christmas, but still we're looking forward to a really interesting game here tonight, despite the conditions, Brendan. Yeah,
hurling is really an imperfect sport, isn't it? There are errors. There's going to be errors here tonight. Fellas are going to make mistakes. But I'm really looking forward to this. As you said, two really, really good rivals, two really good teams, smattering of underage All-Ireland winners on both sides. I'm looking forward to this.
So when you say imperfect, you're expecting mistakes, you're expecting the weather to level it up a bit.
The weather, I'd love to be able to say to you, welcome back to warm Cork, and to be honest with you, weather conditions all day were really good. It was a lovely, lovely day. About 2 hours ago, we had a horrendous downpour of rain. It came down in buckets.
But these lads don't care about that. They've still got great skills, so they're used to playing it.
And we have an umbrella over us, and we're comfortable here, and hopefully
but I might move it now.
We'll bring a bit of enjoyment to people watching at home.
Well, hopefully. Now, you were telling me about the bookies, and I wouldn't go into bookies now, but you were telling me that UCC hot favourites.
Yeah, I think we were saying earlier, one national bookmaker has UCC at 1-6 for tonight. National bookmakers, they don't get these things wrong too often. You don't see too many bookies going to matches on bicycles. They're normally wealthy conglomerate in places. Mardyk are 4-1 tonight. If the form guide would go that way, you would be looking at a home victory for UCC. But as you said, weather conditions can go anywhere. It can be a leveller.
Captain for UCC, you see there, is Colin Walsh. He's from Kanturk, the number 11. I didn't catch the number of the other one because he's the top on him. But let's go through the teams very, very quickly then. We'll go to UCC first of all. In goals of Fionn O'Brien from Limerick, to Sean Daly. I'm trying to read my notes here, but the rain has got to my notes, so it's not that clear. But Sean Daly is Randall Ogue from Cork. I have no idea even where that club is. Where's that?
It's West Cork.
West Cork.
Yep.
3, Sean Moore from Carrickshock, Kilkenny. 4 is Timmy Kelly from Bennett's Bridge in Kilkenny. 5 is Kevin Lyons from Ballygarvan. 6 is James Dwyer from Ballincollig, just out the road from here. 7, Richie McAvoy from Lisdowney in Kilkenny. At midfield for UCC, you've got Mark O'Dwyer from Russell Rovers and Dara Flynn wearing 9 from Ballygiblin. 10 is Tyg O'Connell from Ballincollig. 11, Colin Walsh, who I've mentioned. 12, Robert Troy from Newton Shandram. 13 is Finn O'Brien from Erin's Own Cork. 14 is not starting, that's Dara Fairland. He's been replaced by number 19, David Cremin from Cork. And 15 is Ed McDermott from James Stephens in Kilkenny. So the team on the screen there, how do you expect them to play, and who do you pick out there?
I think tonight is going to have a really big battle in the middle of the field. This pitch is a big pitch. We're standing here almost in the halfway line. You can see the gap between the two 65s. The UCC midfield pairing is very, very good. Dara Flynn was on the Cork panel last year. Really, really good stick man. All-Ireland club winner with his club Ballygiblin a number of years ago in Croke Park in a memorable night for Ballygiblin. And a really, really intelligent young player, Mark Dwyer from East Cork. Mark, we would normally see him somewhere closer to goal, but he's pulling up sticks around the middle of the field with UCC in the earlier rounds of this.
Mark Dwyer or Mark O'Dwyer? I have him known as Mark O'Dwyer. You're calling him Mark Dwyer. Maybe they just call him that down here. Anyway, let's go on to Mary I. Let's look at their team. Of course, still managed by Jamie Wall. Dara Walsh in goals from Turlockmore. 2, Patrick Finn from Bruff in Limerick. 3, William Dorr from Limerick. 4, Bobby Drohan from St Mullerins in Waterford, Carrickbeg. 5, Mikey Gavin from Ballybrown in Limerick. 6, Owen Lawless from Athenry, former University of Galway. He was on the 2024 Electric Ireland Rising Stars Team of the Year. 7, Conor Lawless, no relation, but from Galway, under 20 with Galway. 8, Donica Campbell, a Galway minor centre half back this year from Capitagal, but he's midfield tonight against Ronan O'Connor from Fecal in Clare, and they are the two up against the midfield that you were talking about there, Brendan. And of course, Ronan, you were telling me, captained Tulla to a Hardy Cup as well. In the forwards, 10 is Cal Quinn, 2024 Fitzgibbon Cup final winner. Of course, in fact, he scored the first point that night. He's from Cashel and Tip, and he was also on the team of the year. In fact, there's only 2 starters tonight who also started that game, and it's only February last year, but of course, that's the turnover you get at this level. So from that Fitzgibbon win in 2024, you've only Cal Quinn and Joe Caesar, who's in the subs, and you've also Owen Craddock came on as a sub that day down in Abbeydorney. So Owen Craddock is 11 tonight. He's from Holy Cross Ballycahill. And at 12 you have Sean Whelan from Cappamore in Limerick. Full forward line, Shane Walsh. He is from Tullyrone in Kilkenny. 14 is Cormac Davey from Bricky Rangers in Waterford. 15 was to be Sean Boyce, who's also Waterford, but he's not starting. Instead, 21 is in there, Dara Whelan. And Dara Whelan is from Turlockmore, same as the goalkeeper Dara Walsh. Who do you pick out there, Brendan?
You've mentioned Ronan O'Connor there, former Tulla Harty Cup winning captain. And of course, man of the match in the Clare County final last year. Really, really talented player. That's going to be some battle in the middle of the field. Patrick Finn, cornerback. He's a brother of Sean Finn of Limerick. And there's a man on the sideline here, Jamie Wall. He has a big impact on every game that he's involved in.
Yeah, he actually worked for us in some of these games in the last couple of years, and his knowledge is unbelievable, the way he reads the game. And he will be as passionate as ever tonight. Of course, he came in after Mary I won their first ever Fitzgibbon 2016, I think it was, under Eamon Cregan, and he's won 2 of them since then, and he masterminded that one last year in Abbeydorney. So conditions very poor, of course, but as I say, we'll get on with it, and very interesting. I do like to see the midfielders lining out 8 and 9, and they were both 8s and 9s out there at the start of the game. No messing about. That was Bobby Drohan driving that diagonal ball into the forwards there, and you already see the difficulty of them trying to pick the ball up in the conditions here. The ball so slippy, the hurl so slippery, the grass difficult as well. But we'll allow for that, and there's probably a sensible ball. Just drive it in there low, you never know, you might get a score. But it goes all the way through instead to the goalkeeper, Fionn O'Brien. Cleared now, looking for O'Connell, and he takes that nicely under pressure from Drohan. And sensible play by him, the red jersey and the red helmet, and drilled down the line to the space. That's a really good ball down into the corner as well. A chance here for UCC's number 13, O'Brien, to get the first score of the game. And he has got the first score of the game from a really difficult angle there. And that was a lovely score, Brendan.
The former Cork minor, really talented player, had a really good year with his club this year. He's a fella to watch.
And he got out in front there, but for me it was about the delivery. He had a bit of work to do, but it was a lovely ball in. A nice composed play, making light of the conditions. UCC to take the lead here in the Mardyk. And I see the bridge over behind the goals, the iconic bridge there. And as I say, the water level there will be rising as it is on the pitch. And if you look up at the floodlights there, you'll see the rain, and they're appropriately named tonight. They are floodlights, the rain belting down here. But as I say, that's what you get at college level. And some will say this is when they learn how to cope in all sorts of conditions. It makes men of them, and they'll remember occasions like this. There was somebody saying to me the other day, you remember, was it Jarlath Burns up in Croke Park the other day? He was saying, you remember who you went to school with. They stay with you in at college and all that. So it's they stay with you for life. And you'll remember days like this, and they might remember that score. Will they? That looks like a score to me. Yeah, it is the same man again. That's Finn O'Brien from Erin's Own in Cork, and that's a confident start. One off each side, I think.
One off each side. But the important thing to watch here as the game is developing, both teams are looking at playing a short passing game coming out of defence. They're using an overlap. It's a day when things like that are going to break down, and it's the team who's going to react to it best.
So is that a bit of a surprise that they're playing that kind of game in these conditions?
It's very difficult in university and colleges hurling. You haven't got 5-6 years with a team together to evolve styles and to evolve patterns of play. A lot of it becomes individualistic. It's a smack of brilliance. It's something that you're going to do. And even tonight, there are players out there who are first to the ball, and because of conditions, they suddenly become second to the ball, and it's how you react to these things that's going to take a difference tonight. First free, take an opportunity.
A lot of it, sorry, what you're saying is instinctive.
And how you react.
So, and those are things you've been taught down the years, whether it's good weather or bad weather. You don't just change because of the weather. And as it's another score from another 13, and it's Shane Walsh this time. So the number 13s have got all 3 scores so far, and it is 2 points to 1 for UCC. And they even go short from the puck out as well. That's Fionn O'Brien, not to be confused with Finn O'Brien. Yeah, just noticed that. One is Fionn O'Brien, number 13, Finn O'Brien for UCC. But it's Mary getting it back here, and it's Drohan again. And yeah, right there, they're trying to play it through the hands, through the lines, popping it around, never mind letting the ball in, although they might do that now. And there it comes now from Conor Lawless. He puts it down into the corner, so it's almost like they've drawn a few players into the middle and then they ping it, and there's a bit of room up there, but now they're all getting back in there, so they're not getting too much room in there. And it's UCC's number 2, Sean Daly, as you were saying, from West Cork. A nice little bit of play there, dropping the shoulder, and now it comes in, and there's 2 against 2 in there, and it is Finn O'Brien, 13, you see him in the shot, he's got the 2 scores so far. Number 19 you also see in the shot there, that is David Cremin. That was the one change we got just before the start of the game, and we're going to get a bit of this tonight. And the ball gets in there, not quite stuck, but difficult to read, and it's Mary who come away with it, and the referee played good advantage there and lets Mikey Gavin leave it off. And he's from Ballybrown in Limerick, one of the big stars for UL last night. Was it Garrod, or last year Garrod O'Connor, wasn't he, Ballybrown? And of course UL have had that incredible run, but they're not here tonight. They're not going to win it this time. We've been used to say, oh, there's a great score if it goes over. It is a great score, fabulous score. I'm sorry I didn't even see who got that one, but it's a great score for Mary.
It was really well worked, wasn't it? There was a diagonal ball from the middle of the field played into the right corner forward. Both sides are lining up with 2 inside, creating space, as you mentioned a while ago, and that diagonal ball is really important.
Right, so they're both withdrawn a player out to the middle, is that it?
It looks like it. Looks like Colin Walsh now has moved in towards the edge of the D for UCC. He's a real target man.
Now, he's almost in the dark out there. We can hardly see him, and that's another audacious effort. Wow. The quality of scoring we've got already is incredible. As I say, he was nearly over the bridge.
That bridge is very iconic here in Cork for our people watching at home. Colloquially known here as the Shaky Bridge. It's Daly's Bridge is the official name, and it's a beautiful backdrop to the goal here, isn't it?
But he was so far out there. He was nearly over the barrier on that far side, and that's 2 we've had from way out there. And you know, UCC have had a couple of nice scores as well. That's fabulous to see. You know, it really is that they're making light of the conditions and able to put on an exhibition like this. It really is terrific. But you know, it is the 3rd of December. You're going to get these sort of conditions now and again. And that's going to be a free. I think he's given that for Mary. Yeah, free in.
Looked like he picked the ball off the ground. We're a long way away from it here, but from the signal. A word on Nicky O'Toole, referee here tonight. This is a working day for people. This referee has arrived here with 4 umpires. That's a respect for the competition that's here. And also a thing that I like to see, he's attired in a colour that's totally different from the 2 teams that are out there. So well done, referee Nicky O'Toole.
And where's Mount Sion exactly in Waterford? What was his journey?
He would have come, presumably when he came from somewhere within the club, that would be from Waterford City, so it's maybe an hour and 20 minutes from here.
Yeah, fair play is right. And as you say, they probably all came in the same car, and that is a good score. And that's from going 2 down, they're 4-2 up now, Mary. And this has gone long, and under it, on the break, all about the break, tough challenge going in there on Robert Troy. But his team still gets possession with Dara Flynn And he goes for that diagonal ball. You can see what he was trying to do, but there wasn't as much space as there was there before. And Mary have really got their gander up now and going extremely well. And that is Mikey Gavin looking to take his own score from distance here. And you know, I can't believe the accuracy so far and the handling, because as I say, the ball's got to be really tricky.
Not only that, Mary are exceptionally patient. You can see there's nothing rushed with them, and that's 3 points from the right half forward position now.
Yeah, all over that side, yeah, but their handling is super. And then again, there again looks very simple, or makes it look very simple, and he might even get a score. Well, they've missed one. That's a surprise, yeah. But yeah, really remarkable play so far. And I'm just looking to see what the time is on our monitor. 8 minutes. It says on the famous UCC scoreboard here 10, but that's not the time in the game, just in case you're relying on that. So we've about 8 minutes played, and it's been top quality stuff so far. And right down in front of us, that is nice play going forward by Mark O'Dwyer. And they're trying to keep it in. I'm trying to see over the umbrellas because they're all along this side here in the Mardyk Arena side off the ground. Trying to get a little bit of room, and he's trying to feed it back. Well, he's come all the way back. That's a little bit of an unusual pass, but it took a deflection. And this is Colin Walsh from Kanturk, and there's a diagonal ball. Now it's a one-on-one out there, and that's put Timmy Kelly under pressure. And in fact, he hasn't been able to pick up possession there. I think that's the 13 back there. Is that Shane Walsh? It is. And yeah, you're right. I'm looking off camera here, Brendan, and it is 2 against 2 up, and they're trying to draw people into the middle and then ping it over the top. Is it as simple as that?
If only the game was as simple as that. Yeah, but you're spot on. Having 2 against 2 inside will create space out the field. There are times when you're crowding the space, of course, when you're not in possession, and then opening it up. They do seem to be getting a bit more space on the far side of our camera than they are here. But the patience of the Mary players when in possession is really impressive.
And here it is again. A nice little dummy there stepping inside as well. I think that was Craddock. And I'm not sure if he meant that as a pass or a shot, but it ended up being neither.
Good to see a fella having the confidence to do something like that on a night like this.
Absolutely, and look at the way he took that on the run. That was fabulous from Sean Daly. He got it from Fionn O'Brien there, and they could get a score out of it. This is lovely hurling, and it's Mark O'Dwyer inside. And it does spill, but Mark actually might get his own score. He goes for it despite being under serious pressure, and he gets his score. That's fantastic play.
Yeah, really good overlap there. A very good play. Sean Daly, a cornerback, he was involved with Cork under 20s when they won the All-Ireland a couple of years ago. Really tenacious cornerback, but when he's in possession, he covers a lot of ground.
The skill of the players and the athleticism is just unbelievable. It really is. You have to marvel at it. I was talking to a physio recently, Brendan, who would have been in charge of like a minor team, say 10, 12 years ago, and I said, what's the difference? He says, they're all getting injured now because they all are in the gym doing so much work over the last number of years. They all think they have to do that. Maybe their bodies aren't quite ready for it, you know, but when you see it at this level, a lot of them are really, really fit, and as you say, really calm on the ball as well, and great hurling no matter what the conditions are, and they're absolutely fantastic. They deserve immense credit. And there's another score, and it's that's 6 now, 3 for Mary another score from distance as well. And yeah, I don't think we've seen a score from over on this side at all from Mary. It's all down the other side or in the middle. Maybe just a free in this side, that was all. Now, we'll call that the dugout side of the ground here, or maybe it's known as the city side. And the clubhouse, of course, is over in the left corner coming into the shot as well, with the plaque to Dr. Edwin Fitzgibbon on the wall. A reminder to us what's going to be up for grabs after Christmas, but tonight it's all about the league. And there's another lovely score, super score again, and that time for UCC. Who got that one? Do you know? I wasn't sure either. We'll just, it's that far away. It was a UCC score anyway, and people at home might have seen it on the replay. And that one's gone over the top here, and there's a chance for Sean Whelan to get a score and plenty of room. Sometimes it doesn't help when you have too much time, but I think he's got that. No, he hasn't. He's just put it to the left. I was right. Sometimes you get too much time, don't you? Yeah, and that's 2 in a row there now for UL after a period when they had an unbelievable level of accuracy. As you said, 2 of the scores came from over on Daly's Bridge. It was so far out at the side, but that's 2 in a row there now. From a UCC perspective, they'll want to get some sort of bounce back from that, maybe looking at the next score. So now, if you forgive me the pun, now it's the finishing that's shaky, not the bridge. Sorry, I can't resist it. Couldn't resist it. And a chance from distance. I don't think that's going to come in from Ed McDermott, and it's not. So they couldn't keep up that standard all night long, to be fair, though. We couldn't expect that. So I have the umbrella up here, and I can hear the rain on it, and I'm trying to shake that rain off. It's probably landed on you, Brendan. Sorry, it's making life worse. Unless you want to hold it, do you? No, you're all right.
You know, Jerome, while we're here, a word of compliment to the ground staff here. You've mentioned the conditions.
Oh, nice hook there by Richie McAvoy, but they might still get a score out of it because Craddock is still going, and he does get a score. Good persistence there, and again, a score for Mary. You were saying?
Yeah, the pitch conditions, considering the amount of rain and the volume of rain that came down after repeatedly dry, it's in really good condition for December.
It's amazing, as I say, it's the only pitch here in the Mardyk. You know, you see all these other colleges and they've got loads of pitches. It's only one, so they look after it. And last night there was a game here. Now the conditions were better, but there was an under-20 challenge game here last night, and able to play another game here tonight. This is Kelly, and he is going forward in a very determined fashion. Leaves it off to one of the shooters, but it's broken down. But the big fella does well there. That's good work by McDermott. He got a goal in the semi-final against UL, as did Troy, both down the left-hand side. Well, they're both down the left-hand side tonight. I'm not sure where the goals came from, but they both get goals in that win over UL, but not on this occasion. They are not getting through. You see a replay of it here, and yeah, when the ball goes to ground, it's a little bit difficult. Lots of bodies around there, and it's going to be a free out, which the goalkeeper is coming out to take. Darren Walsh from Turlockmore in Galway. And I make it Mary have 4 Galway starters, 4 from Limerick, 2 Waterford, 2 Tip, 1 Clare and 1 Kilkenny.
Difficult night for goalkeepers. It's cold, a little bit coldish. It's not perishing, but it's coldish, and there's a persistent rain falling. Keepers handling tonight is going to be under pressure.
Well, they're under pressure down at that far end now, the shaky bridge end, but he'd do well. They get it up the field to Colin Walsh. He turns nicely, and there's a nice hand pass inside, very accurate and nicely taken as well. And intercepted just at this point, and that one is just inside, and you heard the clash of the ash there. We felt it was about 6 feet away from us, and he called out for his free, and he got it.
And we mentioned the goalkeeper a while ago. He's happy to come out this far. Is it within scoring range? He's probably 80 yards out. On a nice summer's night you'd be expecting this, but I think he's happy to come out and keep himself warm anyway.
Well, I think I might whisper here because I might put him off. He's that close to us here. We're right down beside him here, so I'll not try to put him off. But it is Darragh Walsh from Tullochmore in Galway. And the score, let me check our scoreboard. It's 7-4, just to make sure it's the same on the ground. Coming up to the quarter mark, 15 minutes. This to go double scores. Let you hear the clash. Bang. As he got it off the boss of the hurl. Of course, the goalkeepers have a bigger boss for this kind of thing, and that is a beauty.
He could have gone another 10 yards back and it still would have gone over the bar. Really good score. Isn't it amazing to see such a small crowd for a game like this here? There wasn't a scintilla of applause for that young man for putting the ball over there. Now he is favoured by a little bit of a wind.
He's a lazy away team.
That's fair enough.
They're all watching online, they're all cheering online, but you doubted him. You know, but so on a nicer night, you're saying he would have put it 20 yards over, or 20 metres, of course you have to say these days. But yeah, really good score, and it is double scores now. And they're still getting stuck in over on that far side. We can't really identify the players as easily when they're over there. I'll just watch the monitor instead. It might be easier to pick up what's happening because that's what you're watching it on down here at ground level, and the naked eye it's not quite so easy to see. But there's definitely, that's the number 2. That's Dilly bursting out with it. That's great play. The number 2 and the number 4, the 2 cornerbacks have been doing that all day long for UCD, and he's done it again. He's maybe turned that over and put it down into the corner, but there's nobody there. So the ball in, not terrific at the end of all that. And although they've left 2 up, they were a long way from it there. Now, you mentioned about the midfield being important. This is Ronan O'Connor coming forward, and he avoids the +1 in there because James Dwyer was just sitting in there waiting to get that, but they avoided him. Now he comes over and gets it, and that's where the old changing rooms used to be over there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Over the far side, they're nearly in there. And let me look at the monitor again because it's very difficult to see from distance here, and it is a dark old evening over there in that corner. And that looks like the centre half forward coming back there. That's Walsh for UCC, and it is. But yeah, it's getting a bit messy in there now when the ball goes in here. But the referee just letting them get on with it. It'll emerge eventually. And who's going to get it though? Who's going to get it up? And it's UCC coming out with it. Now, a lot of room up ahead of that because a lot of players committed themselves to that area of the field. Now he's lost his hurl, Kevin Lyons, but leaves it off. I think the pace of the game has just slowed a little bit, understandably. Now that's great defending. Super defended by the centre half back there, Owen Lawless. But still, it is UCC with McDermott. I can't see now because the umbrellas are in the way, so I'll look at my monitor and follow this here. But that's an interesting ball inside. It's popped up now in the middle. No goals yet. I don't think we've even had anything like a goal chance so far, which is a wee bit surprising given the conditions and the way the game has gone. But some fantastic score taken, point taken. And now this drilled down the field, and it filters all the way through. And it could turn out well for Mary I, but good strong defending again by Sean Daly. And there is Daly again, and he doesn't even look, he just pops it down the line. And coming down the line to meet it is Robert Troy, but it's going to go over the line. And or is it? No, it's not going over the line. The player went over the line. The referee says play on, and they do. And it's Cal Quinn still going. And this is Sean Whelan. And he's tried to get it across there to one of his midfielders, but it's been intercepted. And a chance for UCC now. There's lots of room here now. Will he go for his own score, or will he just put it in there? I think he's going for his own score and doesn't just quite get it. Surprisingly enough there, Dara Flynn. And a bit of a wasted opportunity there again. He had lots of time but didn't make use of it. And it might just come right back at them here because Mary I have possession. They have double scores and we haven't had a score for about 3 or 4 minutes now. And is it me, Brendan, or is it just tailed off a wee bit?
We can't criticise the effort that's outside here tonight. And there was a passage of play a while ago where the ball was riveted in the UCC half-back line, Mary I half-forward line. And there was 10 or 12 players around the ball. Kevin Lyons came out with it, and there was nobody between him and the opposition 45. There was so much space inside there, and the ball went up there, just ended up in a short strike from Dara Flynn.
Yeah, so it's opening up a little bit. Now that one played down the line over by... It's not the clubhouse. What do you call that over there? That's sort of where the offices are, isn't it?
My understanding is that's the old groundsman's cottage. Whether it still is or not, I'll beg to...
It's definitely still used, but over in that corner on Mardyk Walk, now that's an interesting ball played down low into the forwards this time. But he's had to come all the way out to get it, and he's done that, and he's done well here. Actually, McDermott, the Kilkenny man from James Stephens, tries to leave it off to, I think that must be Finn O'Brien over that side, but it's all very congested there. Oh, and that's a great effort, and it's deflected. I thought it was over the bar, but the keeper was really alert there. That was Tara Walsh, and he got a great save on it, and we might get a chance to look at that again on the replay in a second when the play slows down a little bit. But he definitely went for goal. I was bemoaning the fact that we had no goal chances, but that was really well done. Didn't look like it was going anywhere, and then he had a great effort on goal, and it could easily went in. Now it's dropped out. Have another look at this here, Brendan. And he goes past the cottage, comes inside, and he had goal in his mind. Bang. Oof, great save.
Yeah, and he struck it at a height as well that meant that if it was going to be saved, it was more than likely going to go over the bar on a greasy night like this. But real strength in that goalkeeper's wrist to be able to play the ball towards the corner flag rather than giving away a score or a 65, which it's ended up at anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was going over the bar, but he deflected it away. It was a really good save. And just looking at the online comments on the live chat here, and we will try and help you. As Colin, I think, is asking about the teams. Well, the teams are actually online there on the Twitter feed of UCC. They were there from early morning, and we give out the teams before the game. He's complaining there, bemoaning the fact that they never get the teams. Well, they were there, and we'll try to give them out again as we go on. But they're definitely there at the start of the stream. We put up a graphic as well, and the teams were put up. You'll see them on social media there as well, and they were shared around a lot. If you want to go and check who they are and what clubs they're from and all that kind of stuff, we realise that's important as well. And it's 3 points in it, only the 1 point in the last 6 or 7 minutes, I'd say, of play here. Not that the play has been bad at all. There just hasn't been that many scores. We nearly had a goal, but it's 3 in it, and it's for Mary I in the white jerseys, if you don't know. And there they are now. That's an interesting ball played all the way back to go all the way forward to go out. Just checking the time here. 22 minutes gone. And it's been really good fare, as you say, considering the conditions, and we're not going to criticise anybody tonight, and there's plenty of reasons to compliment. Don't know why, there's a lot of play going down the other side from us. But here they come. And that's popped down into the corner. And it was played in by Donnacha Campbell, looking to try and get Whelan into the play. And again, this sort of situation leads to a little bit of a stalemate at times. Somebody has to kick it out of there, and they do. And it's UCC coming away with it. Skulls and crossbones with Richie McAvoy. And he's fouled there just as he released the ball, and a chance here now for them to get it back to 8-6, which... Would that be fair in the way the game's gone so far?
I think overall, yeah. UCC took a very early start. They took a lead at the end, started the game by 2 points, and they deserved it with the first 2 scores from Finn O'Brien. I think Mary I have probably dominated the shooting opportunities since that, but a 2-point game. Now, watching around here tonight, the man on the sideline with the towel in his jumper is going to have a really important job tonight as the game develops.
Yeah, he's covered a lot of ground already, hasn't he? He's been on the pitch a lot. One from each side, of course. Now I think that's going short, is it? Oh, it could go anywhere, and it's pulled on and saved on the line. And I think that was the left half back, Conor Lawless, who got in the way there, the Galway under 20, and that was key because that was going in otherwise. So that's 2 goal chances UCC have had, and it was one of those dangerous ones. It just spilled, pulled on it, good save on the line. But UCC pressing now, and you might say in the law of averages, I would expect one of those goal chances to go in, and that would have levelled it, but as it is, no goals so far. They'll try again though. This is Kremen. You were telling me he's a fantastic soccer player, not bad at the hurling either.
He's a Middleton club man. I've seen this fella playing since he was 12 or 13 years of age. He's an unbelievable turn of pace, really talented player. Won a minor under 21 All-Ireland with Cork a number of years ago. Really talented soccer player as well.
Yeah, lovely turn of pace and change of direction there as well, but lovely skill as well.
Yeah, and that gap has narrowed here. UCC are starting to get a bit more possession around the middle of the field. Dara Flynn is after getting into a number of balls there recently. As the game is opening up, he's a lovely stick man.
Yeah, so that's why it's turning. That one drilled right down the middle. There's nobody out in the wings. There's no width here at all. That was drilled down the middle, and all the players were down the middle. So not much shape at the minute. And that is a good response from Mary I, and it was their centre half forward, Owen Craddock from Holy Cross Ballycal in Tipperary. Yeah,
member of the Tipperary senior hurling training panel last year. Really talented player, really good player, and an eye for a score there as well. And it's interesting you mentioned about the lack of width, considering the success that Mary I were getting on the far side from where we're standing early in the game.
Yeah, right up. It's all up the middle. But as I say, we're not criticising anybody here at all. Now that's intercepted, and there's a chance here for UCC to get another one. And that's left inside to O'Brien, and he picks his spot rather easily. That was all about the interception and a really good score. And it makes it now a 1-point game, and a little bit slack at the back there for Mary I.
He's probably been the best forward on view here tonight. His score taking has been excellent. You mentioned it early on, one off the left, one off the right, and he's quick. His acceleration is quick, but his striking is also quick.
Yeah, and he's reading the game really well and getting into good positions, whether in the right corner or the left corner. And it might have been his effort at goal, was it? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, he has been lively, you're right. He's been very, very good. Mary I's defensive generally done well, it has to be said as well, throughout the game. And they're playing it through the lines again, through the hands, and that was Bobby Drohan involved. And then they look for the ball down into the corner, and that's the fullback Sean Moore for UCC there. Looked to be holding on to his man a wee bit. Oh, it was a great pass. Oh, just for a minute there was a little bit of room there. The referee's going to bring it back for a free, and they're bound to get a point out of it.
And the referee played a good advantage. He had the hand up, a bug, bearing in mind the referee is behind the player can't see him with the hand up. He played a good advantage, had the ball gone to hand, it was a goal scoring opportunity. But you're right, he'll tap it over, he'll extend the lead.
And by the way, Owen Craddock I was talking about, he's the same club as Joe Caesar, who is from Tipperary and was on the 2024 team of the year. He started the Fitzgibbon final win last year. Him and Craddock came on as a sub as well, so 2 from that club. But it just shows you the change, you know, and almost an entire team change since then. And I know it's like 2 seasons ago, but it was only February 2024. But that's the nature of colleges. We get older every year, Brendan, and they stay the same age. And that was going to be picked up by Conor Lawless at the back for Mary I, who are just keeping UCC at bay at the minute. That last score, making it 10 points to 7. It was back to 8-7, but they just pulled away again. So they're just edging in front throughout most of this game, and that was after UCC got the first score as well. So they're just slightly on top on the scoring and point taking abilities, it has to be said. And Other than that, it's really hard to read. It's an even game, and as you said, it's all about the midfield, but not much width on either side. But now they're going down the right, nobody on the left at all for them. It's a good old-fashioned hurling match at college level. They're all just getting stuck in, and it's good to see. I hope you're enjoying watching it at home or wherever you are. And there's a low one again, played into the forwards. They've done that quite a lot. UCC the last 5 or 6 minutes, and that's going to be a free in. And it was Robert Troy from Newton Shandram who went sprawling there, and I'm not sure how much intent there was. Let's have another look at it there. It was a bit of almost coming at it well, and maybe letting them off a wee bit there.
There was a clash of legs, shall we say. It was the right decision. Robert is a really good club player as well. He's had a really good year with his club, Newtown. Normally plays out around the middle of the field, but he's effective in this particular role as well. Interesting, the last 2 or 3 balls that went into the UCC full forward line were low. They have a bit of height inside there. They have a bit of physicality inside there. And on a night like this, maybe throw one up in the air and letting somebody get after it might give them some sort of advantage.
Does that sort of thing change in the game just naturally, or do you think that was a word from the sideline, put a few low ones in?
I think it became instinctive for a while when the possession game came in. We'll stick it down there and we'll let the cornerback make it difficult for the cornerback to get after it. For me, you break it up a small little bit, might put somebody under a bit of pressure. I think as we're coming up towards half-time, I think there's plenty for both sets of management to be happy about going in. Jamie Wall will be very happy that they're in the lead. I think College UCC have created more goal-scoring opportunities. Sets us up well for the second half.
And again, the puck out, right bang down the middle. You don't often see that, with football or hurling. They usually try and get width and do it that sort of way. But it's all right up the middle. Get them in there, get them at it, let them go for it. Cormac Davey is the 14 there for Mary I. That could be a great score. No, it's just gone to the left. Not far away at all.
Not far away. Proven by the fact that two umpires had a little bit of a chat together before that decision was made.
So 29 minutes gone, and we've had 18 scores. 2 goal chances as well. And a good entertaining game showing the best of Electric Ireland higher education hurling colleges at 3rd level. Now we have a great view of this here, right up in front of us on a lovely little dink inside there, and a lovely ball by Colin Walsh giving it into Kremen. It's spilled and they do get it back. That's good battling to get it back actually for UCC by their midfielder Mark O'Dwyer from Russell Rovers. And then comes the ball pinged into the full forward line, and maybe they're looking for that danger man again, O'Brien, are they? He's done well again too, but he's going to be forced to bring it back out, and that's a difficult ball to play in these conditions, and it's come all the way through and it's picked up by Bobby Drohan. Bobby wastes no time at all putting it in the opposite corner and letting them all go for it. The fastest man to get to it, I guess that's probably Sean Daly. He's been very good there all day so far in the right corner, the number 2, and I think it is indeed him, and that's good play by Flynn, and between them all they get it inside. Actually, it might have been the number 3 who did that. I'm doing him a disservice. It might have been Sean Moore. Now it's gone from end to end, and at this end it is Tyg O'Connell from Ballincollig. That's going wide, that's going to the right and wide, and he's disappointed with himself. And you know who's disappointed there? Finn O'Brien as well. He was expecting that to come back, and he says, the way I'm playing, I'd have put that over.
The one thing about the UCC full forward line, they seem to be trying to create space by coming outside. I was watching the last 3 passages of play. None of them took a chance to go inside the square, create an overlap inside, or maybe even just get a bad shot that might drop short or something like that. Sometimes on a night like this, you have to take a chance.
Yeah, really good point, Brendan. Thanks for that. And there's the score, though. They do get one, and it's from distance, and it's a good one. And all I can tell you is that it was the lad with the yellow helmet, wasn't it? No, white helmet. I'm just going by colours at this stage, but it's over that far side. I'm sorry, I don't know who got it, but it's definitely a score for UCC, and it's 10-9. 1 point in it, and that is half time. And considering the conditions, and yes, we have gone on about it a lot, and it's still raining here in the Mardyk, but we have certainly been entertained, Brendan.
Yeah, it's been very, very entertaining. As you said, we've had 10 or nearly 10 scores apiece. We've had most of those coming from play. We've had a number of goal scoring opportunities. To be fair, the referee has handled the game well. There might have been a few dubious hand passes there, but I think, to be fair, he's allowing for the conditions here as well. It sets us up nicely for the second half.
It does indeed. Right, I think we need to go inside for a few minutes as the players are going in. Oh, they are still using the dressing rooms over there. UCC boys are going in over there to those old ones. My goodness, the memories. If only those dressing rooms could talk from years and years gone by. That is one of the special things about here in the Mardyk tonight. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the second half in about 7 or 8 minutes' time. Welcome back. One team out, and it's not UCC. They're keeping Mary I out in the rain. They're staying in those old dressing rooms and haven't come out. And talking about old, I have the cup here in front of me, Brendan Healy, and it looks about 200 years old. I can't even see anything inscribed on the actual top of the cup now. There's winners down below on the base of it there, but it looks like it's been around a while, and to be honest, needs a wee clean after being out in the rain here tonight. But that's going to be presented at the end of the game here. Obviously tonight, the Electric Ireland Senior Hurling Division 1 final, and we usually have UL winning this in previous years, but UCC beat them in the semi-final, albeit with UL under strength, so it'll be a different story after Christmas. But it's an opportunity for one of these teams to claim a bit of silverware and claim that little cup beside me here, so we'll have that presentation at the end. And at the minute, Brendan, it's impossible to tell, although you have an interesting wee stat you've been keeping an eye with your bookies, friends.
Yeah, we were 1-6 for UCC at the start of the game. They're a point down. They will be scoring into what's locally known as the scoring goal here in the second half, but bookmakers are very much shortened that. They're 1-3, or lengthened that. They're 1-3 at this stage, and that's probably reflective of the fact that we're half time. Mary I are a point up. Interesting that Mary I were out on the field for a good few minutes before UCC came out for the second half. They were out in the rain. Maybe UCC left them stay out there during half time in the rain, and let's see how it affects the start of the second half.
Yeah, well, it looked like that, but they probably didn't. They were just having a wee chat or a cup of tea. But anyway, it's UCC with home advantage here, but they're losing by a point, and they have a free now right at the start of the second half, which could level it. And the rain, as I put up my umbrella for the second half, seems to be a bit heavier. Now I think that's got the legs, but does it have the direction? No. Going to the left and wide. So a difficult night for the boys here, but as I said earlier, great entertainment in the first half, good standard of play, as you'd expect in the league final. And you know, the way UL have been the last few years, it's hard for anyone else to get their hands on any silverware, so they'll be grateful to get their hands on it tonight, either team. And there was a player out the way who got hurt there before that ball came in. I was watching the ball, and then I realised there's a man down further out the field, and it is the number 12 for Mary I, Sean Whelan. He's up on his feet there, but he took a hard knock. Was it on his hand? Yeah,
it looked as if as he laid off possession for a player outside him, there was a tackle follow through. But you know, we're having a really good battle here between Craddock at 11 for Mary I and James O'Dwyer at 6 for UCC. They're having a good battle. Both of them are getting on a lot of possession. Craddock got a lovely score there just before half time, and another free taking opportunity here. UCC missed one just in the first minute of the second half. It could be a night when free taking is going to be important. If we have a low scoring game, these ones are critical.
Well, more important, as you said in the first half, we have to credit the towel man as well. You could end up having the man with the towel getting nearly player of the match because it's so important, obviously, for the frees.
And there's another thing to watch with the Mary I towel man. Not only is he coming in with a towel, he's coming in with a fresh hurley for the free taker to take the free from. Let's watch and see if that happens again with subsequent frees.
How did you spot that, Brendan? That's very, very cool. Oh, that's a high one. Now, he showed a yellow card a minute ago. I don't think it was the same player. I hope it's not, because you don't only see anybody sent off in a game like this. And usually that sort of thing is not deliberate, especially at this level. But it is a free in for Mary I, and there is a towel coming in. Is he giving them a new hurl? Can you do that? I mean, and for example, could you give him like a goalkeeper's hurl with a bigger boss?
I can't see any reason why you can't. It's one of those interesting things that, you know, some teams don't like a sideline official coming in with a fresh ball, but when this ball goes over the bar, keeper's going to take a fresh one out of the bag anyway.
A fresh ball?
Yeah.
All right, not a
absolutely.
Fresh hurl.
Oh well.
Or either.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose on a night like this, you know,
give
I'm not sure if it's within the rules.
Give players every advantage to play.
I hear you. We're not going to complain on a night like this, but it'd be interesting if anybody knows what the rule exactly is to put it in the live chat there on the YouTube coverage. And that was played by Timmy Kelly from Bennett's Bridge in Kilkenny over to the right corner of the attack, but I see a sub on there for Mary I, number 20. Who's actually playing it all the way back to his goalkeeper, and that's Jimmy Quilty, who's in the play for UL. He's a Limerick man, so he's on at the start of the second half. Haven't seen anybody else, but we'll keep an eye on any changes. That one's broken really for UCC and taken by Mark O'Dwyer, and then Timmy Kelly again, and the referee's going to bring it back in. You know, I think the referees managed this really, really well.
Yeah,
he's let it go when he's let it go, when he's had to let it go.
And he's been consistent in this. That was another opportunity there where the free was signalled, there was an overlap, the ball went to ground, and he brought it back for the free.
And it is a free to bring it back to a 2-point game. And Mary I have just sort of held that gap all game, apart from the first couple of minutes. I'd say they've been 1, 2, 3, maybe not any more than that, but they've just had that. But of course that's nothing in hurling. And this is Dara Flynn from Ballygiblin. I think Ballygiblin's an area where UL had a couple of players. So when they won, or was it Mary I when they won Mary I when they won the Fitz a couple of years ago. I think they had somebody from up there, one of their key players.
That's a beautiful village up there, right on the border of Cork, Waterford and Tipperary.
Yeah.
All-Ireland champions junior number of years ago, and a memorable night for them in Croke Park. But that was a lovely free by Dara, especially after he put the last one wide. Might have been in his head a little bit.
Yeah, well, he recovered well there. Now they're over by the dugouts. That's lovely. It's a bit intricate, isn't it, in these conditions, but they have managed it, and that's nice play. Great handling despite the conditions, and he's put it over. Absolutely brilliant score. That's really impressive.
Yeah, we mentioned about the patience of Mary I in the first half. That was really good. There was an overlap there of two players went outside, and a crisp strike just from the right-hand sideline.
So 12-11. They get it back to 1. Puckett goes to the far side again. And now, going by the way the game's gone so far, Mary I should get a point or two now just to keep edging in front again. And that is Donegal Campbell. And that's a good score, I think. Or is it? There's a gone to the left. I think it's inside the post, and it is. And I told you they'd get a score there. And it was really good from Campbell, more known as a centre half back with Galway Miners this year from Capitagle. But he got in front of his man there, showed good strength, and maybe shortened the stick a little bit and got it in. And it's Mary I's turn to just have a few minutes. There's a hurl going tumbling through the air, and Mary I trying to work it through, and in fact he might even get through for a goal here. There's a chance. Oh, what a finish. Brilliant goal, the first goal of the night, and it is for Mary I down here at UCC. Well, never mind the conditions. That was superbly played and a devastating finish as well. And it was Cormac Davey from Bricky Rangers, Waterford man. The Daisha, let's work it again here, and we just knew when he got a room there he went for it, top of the net. You're not stopping that.
We mentioned just before half time about UCC forwards when the ball was down, this same area of the field where they were peeling outside. That player, Davey, just took a chance, went inside and ball into the roof of the net.
Yep, good goal. And there was me saying UCC got right back in it, and Mary I would have a good spell. They did. They have a goal and a point in that spell. I'm taking the umbrella down now and I'm gambling here a little bit with the weather, but it just doesn't seem quite as bad as it's been. A bit of a hold up and play now for some reason. Is there a substitution or something? No.
UCC cornerback got a knock during the development of that game. Important for college now to get the next score if they want to challenge before this game is out. This could easily get away from them.
And this is Mark O'Dwyer looking for to set up a score, and I think that's good. It is good. Well, there you are. There's the score you were asking for. And I noticed there from the puck out, by the way, there was really good width from UCC, unlike in the first half with Mary I. And they got their benefit from that, so they get it back 113-12, but still 4 in it, and that one is broken. Donegal Campbell gets it, good strong play from him again, and he lays it off nicely to Cal Quinn as well, but the conditions and the defence get on top of him, and then he lands on top of his player, and that's going to be a free out.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that hand pass that came through, there was a great break from midfield, the hand pass went through, just didn't go to hand. Once he had to put it on the Hurley, the greasy conditions meant the ball got away from him.
It did. Now there's the direct route right up the middle from UCC, testing the Mary I defence in there, and well, he's his hand up. I don't think that's a free in. What's he given? Is it a free in? It is a free in, yeah. Okay. So that should be an easy enough one and bring it back to a goal game. It's funny the way the game has gone.
We've mentioned in the first half that both teams were looking at playing 2 players inside them, looking at the Mary I full forward line. Not only have they 3 players now occupying the small square inside there, they have a 4th player standing in the D. They're gone really aggressive in terms of going after this game since the start of the second half, and it's paying dividends for them.
So the goal, the difference when he puts this over, and he does just that goal. Well, what a goal it was. And UCC had a couple of goal chances themselves, of course, in the first half, didn't take them. And just checking on the live chat there and see if everybody's watching the game and they're enjoying it, and they are. So feel free to leave a comment there in the live chats on the YouTube channel as we watch the game. There's a 21 in there. Oh, that's Dara Whelan, of course. He was in from the start. I'm just keeping an eye on substitutions, but Dara Whelan was in from the start. And they've got a free there. Dara is from Turlockmore. And yeah, they just keeping them at bay, UCC, and the tile man's out again. Busy man tonight. Now, what are you noticing there? Is it a new ball, new hurler, new tile, or all three?
I'd give them all three. My belief on this one is give every player every opportunity to perform at the best of his ability. Take the equation out of it, allow them to play.
Do you remember the controversy around 2004-5, was it, with John Allen was the manager of Cork, and Donal Logue was pucking the ball out, and they were talking about what ball they were using and all sorts of stuff, and he was able to drill the ball right to hand about left half forward almost with his brilliant puck outs and that, and they were claiming all sorts of things that Cork were up to. So I suppose whether there was truth in it or not, teams will try everything they can.
No recollection of that at all.
Oh, really? Yeah, no comment is the Cork response.
Donal Logue was an absolutely brilliant player. He redefined the role of goalkeeping.
Well, that's exactly.
But not only that, he took every
people couldn't
advantage.
believe it. That's what I'm saying. No, they thought there must be something going on here. What's he gutting the ball, you know?
He took every single advantage to be as best as he can possibly be every time. Really impressive young man as well.
And that one's gone wide from Mary I. Making a 4-point game again. Just check the time again. I have to go down and do a squat to try and find out. We're 10 minutes into the second half. Now that's a little bit of pace on the ball, coming into a good position, but he just didn't have the distance there. Colin Walsh batted away by Dara Walsh. But UCC pressing, and I think that is Tyg O'Connell, and he has got a score, and he's got it back to a 3-point game. Do you know what? From a game point of view, I'd love to see UCC getting level, or just going to point ahead, just to see what Mary I have got in, what they can do.
Colin Walsh took primary possession from that puck out. A beautiful hand on him. Big man, mountain of a man. Really impressive with Cork underage and with his club Cantork. Took a beautiful ball out of the air and created a scoring opportunity. UCC were patient as well inside there. But you know what? Every time Mary I come down, they look like extending the lead.
Yeah, good strong play by Owen Craddock at the start of that under the dropping ball, and that's an ambitious ball across field, and it worked out beautifully actually, and they've got it to Shane Walsh. There's a lot of Walshes out there tonight. This one Shane, and he looks inside. He got the call from Ronan O'Connor, but it doesn't stick, and another day it probably would have, and the pitch just cutting up a wee bit now, and the jersey's all very dirty as well. It's now getting to that stage in the game, and fitness will come into it as well, and subs. A little bit of room here now for Colin Walsh. He dropped one short a minute ago, but this time he puts it over, absolutely no mistake, and that was a good score. And I take your point what you were saying, they were nice and relaxed and composed.
Yeah, and he's really coming into the game. 3 possessions in the last maybe 40 seconds or so. They've moved him from centre forward out to the wing now. He's getting on a lot of puck possessions, and I think he'll be a target for UCC puckouts.
Now there's another hold up here, and way off camera to my right I can see there's a man who shouldn't be on the pitch, but he's running across it. He has some sort of a tile there. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but anyway, we can get on with the play, and we do want to get on with the play in these conditions. And do you know what it was? It was a sub for UCC. They've made a change to see somebody going off in the distance, and he's had no chance of seeing his number in the dark, and also I think there's mud on his number as well. So all I can tell you is that UCD have made a change. Maybe you spotted who came on.
We'll keep an eye on that off screen, but that attack for UCC there, a strike from that particular distance, might be better off just popping it inside in the square.
This is Donica Campbell. Good strong player, and he tries to feed it through, looking for another goal maybe, rather than take his score. But it's UCC who managed to get it back. But can they clear the lines? There's serious pressure being applied on them. Oh, that's great play coming out. Their cornerbacks have been terrific tonight, UCC. And he's still going. He's flying down the wing here. He's been really impressive. Sean Daly from Randalogan, West Cork. He's really impressed me tonight. Now that's a tricky one for the keeper to watch. He watched it well. Really well. He gets it out to Richie McAvoy. Or rather, not Richie McAvoy, Conor Lawless, sorry. beautifully drilled over the heads of the halfbacks into the full forward line. That was a good ball, lining up an opportunity. Has he taken it? Wait for the flag. Nope, no flag. It's a wide from Jerome Quinn.
But really good goalkeeping there from the Mary I side. That was 3 possessions from Colin Walsh in a row. 2 dropped short. That one just dropped into the keeper's side and things. He took the time, created scoring opportunity, but not unusually here in the Mardyk, or the Dyke as we know it locally here. That ball drifted wide to the left on the goal on our right as we're facing here.
2 points in it then. And the keeper's coming out to take this one. And he's, well, has he brought his own towel with him? No, he's not getting any assistance from the towel as far as I can see, but it's possible he's got one there. But
well, he scored from one from a similar distance in the first half.
Right over here.
When you doubted him,
now the towel
I doubted him.
You doubted him, I didn't doubt him.
And it was a beautiful strike. He carried the distance. Now there's a small wind advantage against him. Let's see how he drills this one.
Well, he gives it everything, but has he got the accuracy? It looks good to me. They're all looking up and they're looking over the bar because that's where it went. Great score. And it is another point for Mary I to put it out to a 3-point game coming up to the 3-quarter mark. And again, it's a case of Mary I just keeping UCC at bay. Will they manage that the whole game, or will UCC storm it in the last 10 minutes or so? It's still very much in the melting pot, but it's not one of those games that has gone one way and then the other. It's just been Mary I just having the edge, but UCC, they have that threat and they might even go for goal here. Well, that's blocked, but they might still get a score. No, blocked again. Again, credit you have to say to the Mary I defence. They really enjoy playing in these conditions, it would seem. And that was strong, stout, determined defending. Yeah,
Mary I at the moment are like a boxer with a jab advantage. They're just keeping UCC at bay. They've got their noses in front. You know, as the clock is ticking down, UCC players will be looking at that and they'll be saying, we haven't got 40 minutes, we haven't got 50 minutes. It's anybody's game from here.
So they're ahead on points in more ways than one, to use the boxing analogy again, Mary I. But there could be a knockout blow if I continue that even a little bit more, because if UCC get a goal here, it'll make it really interesting. And they did have 2 goal chances in the first half, and anything can happen here in the last quarter of this game and in these conditions and with these quality of players.
And this is going to be a comment about determination of players more so than tactics. We have one UL player in their attacking half of the field. Sean Daly is sitting there as a +1 for UCC.
Good score.
And there's one UCC player, or one Mary I player up here. The determination and attitude of these players to track back is really, really impressive.
Good score there. Brought it back to a 2-point game. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right in your reading of it. I spotted a sub there for Mary I, not UCC. 17 is in there. That's Jack Daly, another Limerick lad. And we will keep an eye to see who the UCC man... it's very hard to see the numbers over on that far side, so I don't know. But yeah, there will be subs coming on and off, and one of them could be a hero. Alright, it's going to be a Mary I ball right in front of the dugout. He goes low. Now he'll just put it in and around the house. It's coming in. That could slide all the way through and slip all the way through. It doesn't. And UCC trailing by 2. Remember that goal put them 4 in it, I think it was, or was it 5? But they've got it back to a 2-point game, and they're looking now to get another one. That's a ridiculous angle, but he's gone for it. And right away the umpire said, yep, that's over the bar. That's crazy.
I reckon Christy Ring played here a couple of times. He wouldn't have shot from there. But what confidence to have, though, on a night like this. The exuberance of youth is absolutely brilliant to see, isn't it? Game on, Jerome.
The confidence is absolutely right. And you mentioned Donal Logo a while back. Same club as Christy Ring, of course, from Cloyne. And now it's Mary I trying to respond. They've always just been able to respond and lift their game a little bit. But now it's UCC putting it right up to them. 1 point in it. And as I said, it would be interesting if they got it level. They get it back to Sean Moore. And the Kilkenny man puts it in there, puts it low. Now this man's been dangerous all night, right since the start of the game. Finn O'Brien, can he level it? Well, you heard the players roaring and the supporters beside me. They knew it was over before I did. We now have a level game. It's got interesting in the rain here. in the Mardyk. 12 minutes to go. We're level.
Yeah, Finn O'Brien has been quiet for a while. He had a really, really impressive first half of the first half. He's been out of the game, but you know what? It's a mark of a really good player when you have been quiet and you're there to pop that one over.
Oh, they're under pressure here. UMRI coming out of defence. UL have got their number, and they might even get another score here to go ahead. Oh, good save. Good save by Darragh Walsh there, and he's made a few good saves tonight, and that's another excellent one just at a crucial time in the game as well. And by the way, I've spotted the sub. Do you know why we couldn't spot it? It was Darragh Fairland wearing number 14, so he didn't start the game. He came on, and you're looking for a number over 15, and of course it was him wearing 14, so he's the man who came in for UCC.
Yeah. On fist bump count, right? When UCC got that equaliser from Finn O'Brien, the sidelines here were all over the place. They were delighted with this. They were in the ascendancy. I'll tell you, there was equal number of fist bumps with that goalkeeper save there a while ago. This goalkeeper from Area has been very impressive tonight.
Yeah, he has. Darragh Walsh from Turlamore. I make 2 saves, and his defender saved him with another one. But yeah, if UCC can get a goal here, it would be crucial, but they can't find a way through. But they might get another one here, another point. And I think that's gone to the right, and it has. Might be another 65. Yeah, it is. And it was some Dara Flynn there for UCC. So that rain's really pelting down. Are you getting soaked here?
You know what, I'm not even noticing it because this is so enjoyable, and I'd love to see if these fellas with the towels have some sort of pedometer on them, because I'd say they're up 8 or 9 kilometres after running over every free and puck out that's here.
Yeah, they've put in a serious effort here tonight. Yeah, they must be fit. Just checking on YouTube on the live chat as well. Big audience on there, around about 1,000 devices, which is a huge crowd for a game like this on a Wednesday night. But the rain trying to work its way into our systems and wires here as well, but I think we're okay. We're still on despite all of that, and there is the lead for UCC. They go 1 up at home, and I think that's the first time they've been in the lead since right at the start of the game.
Since very early in the game. We're back to fist pumps again. You know what, 19 points to, 14 scores on the other side. That's really impressive considering the conditions.
Absolutely. But Mary I coming back again. They've always been able to respond. That's a bad angle, but he might get it. Oh, it's wide. It's wide. He's missed it. Oh, there's a nice Christmas tree behind the goals there. I've just spotted that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, there was a lot of vocabulary coming from the Mary I bench. They were in direct line with that shot. I don't know whether our cameras picked that up or not, but there seemed to be an insinuation that maybe that wasn't wide.
Number 18 there for UCC in the play. That's David Scully, Limerick man. And well, to be honest, you know, I thought it was wide, but look, I can't see from here. You know, it's all in the angle that you're at it from, you know, but I think it's a sign of Mary I's frustration of being ahead for so long and having the goal and looking like they were going to be ahead, and they're not.
Next score here is really important. I'm watching this goalkeeper coming out. The second the free was given, he was on the way. He wants this. No, it's straight in the middle of the field. We've mentioned conditions. He scored one from the left sideline. He scored one from the right sideline. I wouldn't be a gambling man in any way, but you know what? I like the way this fella hits the ball. I'm expecting a draw match here.
You say you're not a gambling man, but you always know what the bookies are saying.
Is
that a different thing?
It might be a friend texting me.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, it's been a good insight because you said at the start UCC were hot favourites. Then they weren't hot favourites. It came in a little bit. I wonder what it is now. But yeah, the odds would be on this going over the bar to level it again because he's been very good. You should probably just aim for the Christmas tree. It's just to the left of the post. If there's a breeze at all, then that will go in and it would be appropriate this time of year. I think he's got it, you know. He has straight over. I was going to say the black spot. It's a red spot here. We're level again. Great score from the goalkeeper, Darragh Walsh from Turlockmore in Galway. And we're into the later stages of the game. That's brilliantly taken and well worked, and really, I've said it before, but under these conditions you might even get a goal. And is it in the net? It's difficult to see. The roar went up a little bit later, and it did. And you know what? That was fantastic play. First of all, by Colin Walsh to pull it out of the sky from Kanturk, and then the shot to hit it low. And that goalkeeper's been brilliant, but it skidded along, and he had real difficulty. That was clever play, and that could be the winning of the game for UCC.
Walsh turned inside and created the space. Midfielder moving through. I thought when he done me the first shot, the chance was half gone. But you know what? Beautiful ball in, using the conditions. It's a critical score with time moving on.
Was it Mark O'Dwyer?
It looked like Mark O'Dwyer, yes.
Yeah, Mark O'Dwyer, Russell Rovers from Cork with the goal then. So 119, 116, 7 to go. We did say that there might be a knockout from UCC in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game. Well,
Mark would have been known earlier in his career very much as a further forward than a midfielder. He's been playing really, really well in this position throughout this campaign with UCC. But you know what? He showed a goal scorer's instinct there.
Yeah, and it was clever to hit it low, and the goalkeeper's saves have all been up high, you know, but that was smart. Free in for Mary here. Bring it back to a 2-point game. And is there a card there as well? Yeah, a card for that challenge, and yeah, it wasn't a great challenge, and he's gone off, and it's a centre half back. It's James Dwyer from Ballincollig. So that makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, I feel bad for James. James has had a really, really bad injury earlier this year. He struggled really hard to get back, and he's worked really, really hard to get back here. He's had a really big battle here with Craddock and on the 6 and 11 axis here. And you know what? On a night like this, you're going to miss time tackles. We've spoken about mistakes. Maybe a bit of leniency here wouldn't have gone astray.
I think maybe he got a yellow in the first half. You know, do you remember there was one in the first half? It might have been him. I didn't quite see, but if it was, and to be honest, that's 2 yellows, you know. And yes, it has been a really good matchup, and it is tough, but, you know, it makes it interesting now for the last 6 minutes or so, because there's 2 points in it, and there's one extra player for Mary. They're the team behind. Can they make it count? Now that's a 31 in there for Mary. Do you see that? He's in the play there, and I'll get you his name in a minute, and I'll tell you why, and I'll get it for you. But first of all, let's follow the play, because it's Jack Daly for Mary trying to get a score. Well, actually put it in there, and it could end up in more of that. No, the goalkeeper does really well. That is Fionn O'Brien, been really cool under pressure there, and he needs to be. Oh, that's a great ball. You know, he drilled that purposely, but the Mary defender got out brilliantly. And he's fouled after he released it. Referee gives advantage and plays on, and Jimmy Quilty did that. It's really got interesting now towards the end of this game. Both teams going for it, and that looks to bring it back to a 1-point game, and it does. And that was Sean Whelan, really good score.
And the momentum now with Mary, they have a man advantage. I'm trying to see, they've been playing with a +1 throughout the second half. They're still with a +1, which means that they have an advantage somewhere on the field. We'll try and keep an eye on that for you, Jerome.
Now, trying to check my notes and follow the play, but that's a free in for UCC, so I've got a chance here just to tell you. Jamie Wall has 35 numbers tonight, but we only were given 25, so he gave me the rest of them before the game, so I can now tell you 31, Shane O'Brien. That's who it is. He's into the play now for Mary, and they have 15 against 14. It's 119 to 118, but UCC looking like they could stretch that now.
What a sub to be able to bring on. What a talented young player as well. Mentioning Jamie Wall would be remiss of us not to mention what a wonderful weekend his family had last weekend, with his brother Philip captaining Kilbrittain to win Munster Junior Championship.
That's over.
And his sister Kate winning an All-Ireland Camogie semi-final with St Finbarr's. Brilliant day for the Wall family.
Absolutely. And Jamie, of course, has won 2 Fitzgibbons with UL. Or not UL, with beating UL, that's what I meant. UL, of course, have won so many the last few years, but that famous day down in Abbey Jamie and Podge on the sideline there, and that was a great day for the family as well, the cousins. Now, that's Colin Walsh. What a game he's had, and he's gone for that from distance, and he's got it. What a performance, and there's more fist pumping going on in UCC. Well, don't tell me league doesn't matter. It's a 3-point game again with 3 minutes to go, and UCC really want to win this Electric Ireland Senior Hurling Division 1 title, and they're nearly there.
Colin Walsh has been the conduit for everything good that's happened with UCC in the second half.
He really has. I mean, you think about the goal, that great catch and layoff, but he's been really good. But Mary are not going to lie down by any means at all. That's Campbell again. I've been impressed by him in this game, but they get bogged down going through the middle, and it's hard to see them picking off 3 points and UCC not scoring. They might need a goal. Look at the tenacious defending there. UCC hunting in packs. Oh, look at this going in. Well, it's first-class rivals as they hashtag from Electric Ireland says, and there's a free in as well, but no quarter given or asked. And as I say, don't tell me it's only about the championship after Christmas.
That was a phenomenal passage of play there. There was heart, there was desire, there was probably blood, there was determination, there was really, really good defending, and there was patient defending as well, and just a slight over exuberance in the tackle. And somebody must have said something, because the referee has pulled it in, made it a little bit easier for the free taker.
I noticed an 18 in there as well for Mary. That's Wayne Cairns from Limerick. And this is Shane Walsh, digital media design student.
And the Hurling replacement man has done his job again.
He has. He's played a stormer. So when we come to player of the match, he's definitely getting a shout.
And I'm going to throw in the fist bump man on the sideline here as well.
Yeah, and he's looking at his watch now anxiously here. And his stopwatch, probably the same as ours, says 58.35 seconds. So they're close, UCC, but still not comfortable by any means. And that is a Mary ball as well. Conor Lawless is going to get it. Now he's under pressure over in that corner, and that's really good pressure. And it might end up in a UCC score, and that's what you love to see if you're a manager. Your forwards defending from the front, and it might end up, and yep, it's a score. Now that man has put it over, and that is Finn O'Brien, but for me that was all about the challenge over on the far side.
There was a bit of pressure put on the striker. It wasn't an excellent ball. I presume the keeper was his target, but Mary are rebounding again.
They are. It really is end to end, to use a cliche, but that's the way the game has gone. And this is now Shane Walsh trying to get free. He's got a few men around him, didn't go for his point. Oh, and it's going to be a free out. It's a free out for a throw ball.
And it's interesting, it's probably the first throw ball that we complimented the referee for allowing the conditions to develop as the game has gone. It may have been the first one that he's called all night.
And he was right there, to be fair. He's been so well up with the play. And what a miserable night for him out there in the rain. But he has contributed richly to this game. And there goes the tile man out again for the goalkeeper. And I don't think he's in any hurry at all.
You'd presume Colin Walsh is going to be his target with this ball.
And you'd presume Colin Walsh should do well under it. Or is it him actually? No, it isn't. It's gone the other side. We are now, by my reckoning, in added time, only just, and there weren't that many stoppages, maybe a couple of minutes.
Yeah, a couple of substitutions there. If you're the Mary side, you probably deserve a couple of opportunities here. UCC have been very patient in clawing in the lead, but there's going to be a chance here before the end.
Well, look where they're all going. Everybody's going from left to right. They're all going into that goal area because they can see in the scoreboard 3 points in it, a goal. So here it comes. Mary, you need a goal as your drama right at the end. Well, he's dropped that quite a bit short, and UCC will defend this gleefully, and they'll take that, and that really didn't cause them any trouble at all. And that's one of my players of the match there, Sean Daly, number 2, coming out with it, and he just puts it over to the middle. But Mary looking like they might get it back. Do they get it back? They do. It pops up nicely for Donica Campbell. Now, they have to go for goals. There's no point going for points. I'm sure they know there's not. Yeah, that's why he's just popping it up in that sort of trajectory. But look who's there again. It's Daly, isn't it? No, it's not the number 2. It maybe is the other corner, but good defending again for UCC. But to be honest, it wasn't really threatening. The ball's in there, just a little bit easier to defend. Mary maybe haven't got that much left, and they've just fouled, and that plays into UCC hands. And the rain is now pelting down.
And that free was probably as much as UCC could have hoped from that passage of play, because when Daly came out with the ball, when Lyons came out with the ball, they looked down the field, there was nobody down there. If they put the ball down there, it was coming back. The free is probably the biggest advantage that they could have had.
And you know, serious credit to UCC. I was saying for most of the game that they just couldn't get ahead. You know, Mary were just keeping them at bay, but they'd come back from conceding the goal that could have been a killer blow. And they've done really, really well. They've shown great heart and determination. And they look like they're going to see it out now. It's 122, 119. And that's great scoring from both teams. That's a wide, but they won't mind. And the short from the goalkeeper. Now, is there drama right at the end? 3 points in it. It's a 1-goal game. Mary have to go for it, but it's actually deflected out of play. And it was the UCC sub. I think it was David Scully rather. Now, from the sideline, from the umbrellas side of the game, it is the number 17 Jack Daly, Limerick man, for Mary I. They have to go for goal. He just scuttles it right across the 20-metre line, but it goes to a UCC man and he gets the decision. And you see the frustration there for Mary I. They just haven't really threatened a goal in the last 2 or 3 minutes. They've sort of put balls in there, but they haven't really given UCC a real question to ask. So 122-19.
We spoke about the contribution that players had made, the attitude that they had in the first half. At this moment in time, UCC have packed their half-back line. They have 3 players in their attacking half of the field, and Nicky O'Toole blows the final whistle for us.
And that means that UCC have got their hands on silverware. The last number of years, it's been mainly Limerick colleges who have been winning all of the silverware at this level. But tonight it belongs to Cork here in the Mardyk, and it's a really good victory for them. They had to really dig in the terrible conditions. They did that with some fabulous hurling and great determination as well, and they'll be delighted going into the new year to have won this Electric Ireland Senior Hurling Division 1 League. And to me that was the key score of the game, that brilliant goal, and it was the number 8 Mark O'Dwyer from Russell Rovers after a brilliant catch and layoff by Colin Walsh. Top quality hurling in the conditions. Serious credit to the players on both sides.
Yeah, it's been really, really good scoring here. It's difficult to try to explain verbally the atrocious conditions we've had here, but the amount of scores, the quality of scores, 2 really good goals and some superb goalkeeping on both sides of this, and game management by players outside there as well in terms of running down the clock and working it from a UCC perspective. But overall, really, really positive night here, and hopefully people at home enjoyed this.
And we just have the presentation to come, so they're going to come over here. They have to come over here because I've got the cup. I might even present it myself. I'll commentate on it and present it. Oh, there's our scoreboard doesn't bother now. There's a breeze that has picked up in the last few minutes, and it's knocked our cover off our monitor here in front of us, so it's in a bit of bother here, but at least it's only come on late in the day. We might be able to get through this. So players coming over here, we will get the presentation. Remember, it was 15 against 14 at the end of the game, and I'm looking at UCC. Well, you know what, the Mary I players are heading off, but they might have to come back in. And although the cup's here, it looks like they're getting ready for a presentation over there, but they can't do it without the cup, obviously. Contenders for player of the match, Brendan Healy, who would you put there from both sides?
Okay, let's start with the UCC side. I thought Sean Daly was outstanding. His intelligence in coming out with the ball was really, really superb. He played quality ball in coming out of defence. He recycled it when needed, went short at times, and some of the ball into the forward line was excellent. We mentioned the midfield battle. O'Connor was really, really good with Mary I. Darragh O'Flynn, his free taking was a little bit erratic at the start of the second half, but settled really, really well, didn't allow it. And of course, Mark Dwyer got a really critical goal, at not only a critical goal, but a critical time of the game as well. Up front, Colin Walsh was outstanding for UCC. His ability to take aerial ball and to bring others into play was really, really impressive. And goalkeeper for Mary I had an outstanding hour. He contributed at both ends of the field. He controlled the ball well. He handled really, really effectively and efficiently. His distribution was excellent. And did he get 4 points? That's some contribution.
Now, I think what's happened here is all the players went in there for a presentation. They couldn't find the cup. That's because I have it. I'm holding it up here, waving at them. But the Mary I players in the end have decided, I think, look, this is a terrible night. We need to get in. And I can understand that, to be fair. So I see John Granger there. He's maybe coming over now. So we might have a presentation shot here. And he's coming over to get the cup, and the players are getting their photograph taken, but they've no cup in it. Here comes John now. He's going to get the cup, and it would be nicer if they brought the players over to get a nice shot. We'll probably get the shot anyway. So here it is. Sorry, John, you need that. Well done, John. That's John Granger from UCC, and he's delighted to get the cup, and now he is bringing it over to the players to put it in that photograph. And you see Jamie Wall in the shot there, and he is making his way over as well, and he's one of the players there with him. And now the UCC players, well, they've disbanded, never mind getting the cup, and they're going in under one umbrella in there as well. It's just not a great night for all that. So do you know what, there's no point in us hanging around. And I shot at the end there with Jamie Wall and John Granger shaking hands. I'd like to thank you, Brendan, for this evening. I've enjoyed it.
Míle maith agat.
Yeah, never mind the conditions. It's been a pleasure, and it always is to do a Electric Ireland Higher Education GAA and hurling on nights like this, and I've seen plenty of games on nights like this, and it makes it all the more admirable, and you really have to appreciate the lads. Now, are they going to get that photograph? Are they going to do one with the cup now? It looks like they might. Maybe we should hold on for that little historic moment to capture that. We should. Now, the umbrellas might be in the way, but yeah, we're just going to get that. So UCC, Electric Ireland, Senior Hurling, Division 1 League champions, and this time they have the cup to put in the photograph. And it's worth taking, because in many years to come, and I spoke to Jarlath Burns and Fergal Logan in Croke Park about this yesterday, and Fergal Logan is back managing, and he's with Queens this time, never mind Tyrone, and he's saying it's been 35 years since he's been involved in colleges, but he remembers it like yesterday, and it set him up for life and impacted his life in so many ways. And you remember all the boys that you played with, and there you see the captain acknowledging the cup, and I think it was Colin Walsh. Yeah, it was Colin Walsh. Yeah, he's the captain, yeah, from Canturk. So well done to him, and well done to UCC as they get the trophy now with this win over Mary I. And of course, after Christmas, it's all about the Fits, and that will be a different story. But for now, it's Cork's night. They beat UL last week. They've beaten Mary I tonight, and that is the photograph of the winning team as we leave you from this live stream in the Mardyk. From the whole team, it's goodbye.